At least I caught those. I'll be able to make those into videos to post up onto to Twitter. They're short enough. That was cool. That was really cool. Like, I love that stuff. Sorry, my Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi caught a signal. I forgot to turn it off. But I mean, there's more hot air balloons around. I mean, there's a lot of them today. This is the time of year. Like I was saying, people are still. Oh, there goes the pink one right there. There it goes. There's that field right up there. It's about the only place they can land around here. I mean, that was so close. I mean, I probably could have threw a rock and hit it. I mean, that's like, I mean, and you know, the crazy part is that, like I was saying, we have power lines here. I mean, one mistake, that's all it takes. I mean, they were pretty close, you know, to being a little too low. Like that, I started my stream early, so you could see all the hot air balloons. There's a pink one right there, another pink one. There's a ton of huge hot air balloons. People are still coming from around the world because this is still, regardless of the restrictions on the balloon fiesta, it's not going to stop the people who come from all over the world to use this right now, this time of year. These are the best conditions for hot air ballooning anywhere in the world. People come from all over to fly their balloons here, and unfortunately this year I doubt we're gonna get any of the special shapes, which like I kept promising Darth Vader, and there is a Darth Vader balloon. I've seen it a bunch of times. Like next year, 2021, 1 year from now, I will be there. I'm gonna save up for it. It's $135 is what it's gonna cost me to go there and then fly in a hot air balloon. And so hopefully I don't have to like hide anything while I stream it. I want to be able to just like, you know, openly stream it. That way I can get like way better shots. If I have to hide it, that means I'm gonna have to put it like in my pocket, and then like basically like I'll have to put it like in my pocket and maybe even make a special hole for the camera. I don't know. I might have to do some pretty shifty stuff to get my my live stream of me flying in a hot air balloon, but I'm gonna get it. I mean, shit, I got my phone into the vet. I take my phone all over the place when I do. Oh my gosh, another big pink hot air balloon. There must be like, it must be a group. Like, there must be this group that comes and they all fly the pink hot air balloons, because I've never seen them before, and they're big. These are really big ones. I mean, there's about 3 different sizes of hot air balloons, and you can see like the difference with the baskets. The really big ones have huge baskets that can hold like I think it's up to 12 people. Then you've got the mid-sized ones, you know, which is about 6 to 8, and then the small ones, which is like usually like 2 to 4. And so you get all kinds of, hey, good morning. So you get all kinds of really amazing hot air balloons, and they're all over today. I mean, that one, look at, there's another, that one I just saw is coming down so close. It's gonna go right, it's going right over that neighborhood. That's crazy. Oh my gosh, then there's one that's way up over the mountains. Wow, that's the one I'd like to be in. That would be the cool one. But that one, I don't know where it's going. I just saw it dip down below the tree line, and that's a neighborhood. I mean, this is all neighborhoods. This is the only place that isn't a neighborhood around here. This is the middle of Albuquerque. This isn't, I swear, this is not the middle. This is like, if you ever like look at where I live on a map, you'll see that I live like in the middle of Albuquerque, right next to a freeway. Like, I mean, the highway is right down at the end of that is the highway, you know, and there's a hot air balloon. There it is, going like, it must be landing right over there. It's hard to see for you, I'm sure, but I can see. Let's see what else we can. This is a good day so far. Let's see what else we can catch. That was cool. That one went right over. That was awesome. Oh, the water's back. Maybe we'll get some ducks and stuff too. And like I said, right now, this time of year, the geese and the herons and the loons and everybody, they're all coming down. They're gonna start heading this way soon. We'll start getting flocks of them, huge flocks of them, everywhere. It's crazy. It's already getting cold. It's getting a little chilly. I mean, I like it, but that's just because I don't freaking... I don't ever get cold. I mean, it takes a lot for me to get cold. I grew up in Wisconsin. This is nothing. Come on, Blue. Dude, there are so many big hot air balloons out over there. It's so... I wish I could... Man, I need to get a better way to film these trips. I don't know how to do it though. Like, I don't know what I could use. Like, people are like, well, get a GoPro. I'm like, yeah, but how does that work? Then all I'm doing then is making copies, and then what? Put it up on YouTube? I mean, that's not the same. The whole point of this is that you get this experience of the actual dog walk with me, you know, and you can talk to me, and we can have conversations, and you can listen to me ramble about politics and all kinds of weird stuff, whatever comes into my head at the time. You know, look, there's another one. Look, that's a new... Hey, look, that's two of them. They bagged up 2 piles of poop and then threw them in the bushes. Fucking, dude, people here are fucking geniuses. Seriously. This is the rich part of town, too. That's the thing. Like, this is like where wealthy people live. Like, look, you see this? This whole thing? That's one house. One fucking house, man. Like, the guy has his own gardener and everything. Like, that whole thing. From a whole driveway is one house. I'm not joking. It's fucking crazy. Like, I don't even know, like, how many people, like, actually live in there. I think his daughter lives there because I see her drive her Range Rover out sometimes. And I know the guy lives there who owns it because I see him all the time. He walks this too. Like, that, I mean, like, if I walk out just like a couple of blocks down, you'll start to see like some of the biggest, I mean, that's this over here where I'm heading, the way I'm walking towards the richest part of Albuquerque. I live like right in between like downtown and like the richest part of Albuquerque. Like, this is like a middle-class neighborhood that's sort of in between. It's the buffer zone. This is a bunch of places that have been, these all used to be old farmland houses, because when this was all farmland. And all of these yards and stuff. Like, see, they've expanded on all the houses. Some of them, they've torn them down completely, rebuilt them. It's called gentrification. If you don't know that word, look it up, gentrification. It can be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how it's used. A lot of times when people gentrify a neighborhood, what they do is rich land developers come in, they buy out the houses from the landlords. They'll buy an entire block from the landlords. They'll evict everyone. They evict the entire families, people who have lived there and worked there for like years. You know what I mean? And they just throw them out. They don't give a fuck. And then they tear down all the stuff and they build like those like condos where they have the shops underneath and that kind of stuff, like, or they build a bunch of like fancy new houses. It's happening right here where I live. They've been taking and buying on the street that I live on, that I just walk, that I walk up and down to get to my house. I've been watching them buy houses, tear them down, and they'll take a lot that was one house, and they'll turn it into two houses, two lots, two separate houses, and they sell them for, I don't even want to know how much. I mean, these are like little McMansions almost. What I get what they're trying to do, like by making the neighborhood nicer, but at the same time, you're just raising property. You're raising the property values, which is good in some ways, but I can't afford my property taxes to go up anymore. Like if they turn my neighborhood, which luckily is surrounded by two super low income housing projects, although I have to deal with like drugs, crime, prostitution, crackheads, no, actually there's no crackheads anymore. It's all meth now. Ever since Breaking Bad came, all the crackheads have disappeared. Everybody's on meth now. So you get creepers, is what I call them, creepers. They're these people that you see, they only come out at night, and they're all like, what they do is they do meth all night, and they walk around and they like go around and they like break into cars, and you know what I mean? Like they just walk around and like try and find stuff to steal. I just call them creepers because that's what they're like. They're like weird, like creeper. They're not even like cool enough to be like called like vampires or anything. Like they're just like these weird creepers who come around and they're always like looking for something. You'll see them like they walk around and they're always like looking around. Stop kicking dirt. They're always like looking around at the ground trying to find stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like they walk around like stare. I'm sure you've seen like, everybody's seen one of these people, I'm sure, especially if you live in a big city. You've seen these people who like are walking around all the time, and they're just like obviously homeless, and they're just like constantly walking around, looking at the ground, picking things up, dropping it, going back, double checking it, and like those people that's a meth head. Those people are on meth. That's how you can tell, like, not to mention the fact that they're freaking scary as hell. Like, meth heads are the kind of people who, like, they stay up for so long. Like, okay, here, I'll tell you a story about my friend, okay? Well, he used to be my friend. He's not my friend anymore. He got really into drugs. Like his family is kind of like disintegrated because of drugs. It's not a good situation. I feel bad for his mom, who I know really well, and I really like her. I used to go over and like talk to her all the time. Okay, so my friend's son. They just call him Junior because you know, there's his dad, the dad, and then he's named after his dad, so we just call him Junior. I don't want to say people's names, but Junior had been up on meth for I don't know how long, you know what I mean, like how many days, and he had gotten so like sleep deprived that he was basically in a what they call a he basically had a psychotic break. He was in a drug psychosis, and he had a psychotic break, and he actually stabbed his own dad. He stabbed his own dad with one of those Rambo knives. You know what I mean? Like the kind, you know, like if you know what, okay, the Rambo knives are the ones like that are like the knives that have those weird like saw things on the back, and they're really big. And so when he stabbed his dad, he pulled out when he pulled the knife out, his intestines came out with it. So like I saw the scar. It's fucking horrific. The only reason I look as good as I do is because I had, like, where I lived, Madison, Wisconsin, we had really good plastic surgeons who worked, you know, I was in the university hospital in Wisconsin, and they do, you know, they deal with people who are low income, no insurance, that kind of thing, but they give really good care, right? Because it's a teaching hospital. So yeah, I had a lot of students like parading through, like looking at me, like all that kind of stuff, but I got really good plastic surgery. Like whenever doctors look at my skin grafts, they're like, wow, your doctors were really good. And I'm like, well, yeah, thanks, I guess. I guess they kept me from looking like too much of a Frankenstein. Frankenstein's monster, to be more correct. Like, Blue, can you just pee on the bush? He just takes forever, man. And then he didn't even do anything. So, like, yeah, you know, I mean, yeah, I had really good plastic surgery. I mean, I'm not saying that, like, all of my body is, like, really, like, amazingly good to look at or anything. Because, some of it, they didn't have enough skin. They used the good skin that they had, basically to put it onto places like my hand and my face, where they could do the best work with it. And then basically like whatever skin was like left over that they could use, they would take that off. Like you gotta understand, they had to remove 70% of my skin was taken off. So for a while there, I literally had no skin. They would have to, because they had to make sure I wasn't gonna die before they started doing surgeries to put skin back on, right? Because I was on life support for a month. They didn't know. Shit, my lungs collapsed. Like, I mean, I basically was dead. I mean, you don't take 70,000 volts of electricity and go on fire and fall 25 feet to the ground, without suffering some pretty severe injuries. So Blue found a dead thing. Gross, Blue. Can we not mess with the dead thing? Can we just not mess with that? Can we leave that? Like, just leave it where it is? You guys are gonna pee on the dead thing? Oh, that's excellent. Wow, you guys, lot of respect. Hey, Mr. Dead Guy, I'm gonna piss on you. All right, I'm a dog. I don't care. I love my dogs. They're so fucking funny. Oh my god. So yeah, basically, like, they would have to like, okay, so, okay, ask any doctor, they'll tell you that having your skin off is the most painful thing you can ever experience. And the fact that I had so much of my skin off and for so long, they gave me, the date rape drug, basically. They gave me a bunch of benzodiazepines, really strong ones, like it is the date rape drug. It's flubromazepam, I think it is. Flubromazepam, is that it? They gave me that, like, so I wouldn't remember, because it was, see, this is, okay, so this is what I'm talking about, creepers. Some creeper came, and, I don't know what happened here, but look, it's like a couple of cell phones and stuff. I don't know if they work or not, but I'm gonna see if I can get them back to their owners. They might want some of this stuff back. I don't know, like this, but this is, so, okay, so this is exactly what I'm talking about, creepers. They go around at night, and they find stuff, and they go through it, and, you know what I mean? They find what they think they can, like, find that they could sell, and the rest of it they throw. They use, this is, because this is all dark at night, they use this as their routes to get around through the neighborhoods. They can climb through, like, there's all these little paths and stuff, so they can get through and, like, break into cars, go into backyards. You know what I mean? Like in my neighborhood, people have had their entire patio furniture set stolen. Like, people have driven up with a freaking truck and and taken it. Like, my friend used to watch this. He lived in a bus, a converted bus, right? And what he did is he would do security for this guy. He lived on the property, right? Well, he was the worst security guard, first of all, because he never stopped anybody. And second of all, like, like one night, like, these guys wanted to steal. They stole. I'm not joking. They stole a fucking trailer, like a giant, like an entire trailer. Okay, what they did is they took and they had a truck. You know what I mean? Like a giant like truck that can haul like that kind of stuff, like a semi, like a little semi. Like, they probably rented it from U-Haul or something. They backed it in over the fence, hooked it up. This is like a $50,000 trailer that they stole. They hooked it up and just drove off with it. And my friend, he had 4 dogs. They're all going crazy. Now, he is half awake because, like, I don't know, I think he took a lot of fucking, he was on a lot of psych meds. He had a lot of problems. I mean, obviously he had a lot of problems. He lived in a bus. He lived in a bus in somebody else's storage area. But the guy collected, like, military stuff. Like, he had, like, a tank and shit in there. Like, I'm not kidding, man. Like, people here, like, this guy was a millionaire. He had, like, $1 million tank in there. But but they broke in. They just broke in. And that's how Albuquerque is. That's what it's like here. And, like, nothing happened. Nobody got caught. There was no arrests. And the guy who was supposed to be the security guard, he didn't even try and stop him. Like, I would have been like, dude, when I was a security guard, like I know, like, this probably sounds crazy, but I mean, I was a security guard in Colorado, and my boss knew I only had one arm. He gave me pepper spray. He was gonna get me gun certified, but like one night I was watching this building, right? It was like under construction, and all these frat boys, it was right, like, so it was right downtown. It was a condo they were building right downtown, and so it was right on the path between the like little strip where all the bars are, and like all the frat houses and all the housing for people who lived in the student housing areas, and so they actually like started coming in, like there was like 10 or 12 of them. They kicked over the fence. Oh, I missed the peacocks. Oh man, I missed them. Does anybody want me to go back and see the peacocks? There's 3 of them right there. I mean, I can go back if anybody wants to. It's up to you guys. You're in charge. There's 3 giant peacocks right there in that yard. I can't believe I missed them. I was too busy telling stories. Oh crap, you can't hear my audio? Is my audio not working? Or is it because other people have said that they can't hear, but then they had to refresh their browser and then they could? Because, I mean, I can try and stop my thing. I mean, my mic should be working just fine. I don't have it muted or anything. No, I don't have it. My mic is not muted. So, it should be, I mean, it's gotta be on your end. I know you can't hear what I'm saying, so I'm talking to myself. Fucking, jeez, I feel like an idiot so much. Oh my God, somebody put up an idiot sign. This dog is deaf. This is the dog that's deaf. Hi. I know. You can't hear us. But, yeah, so when I was doing security, and, like, 10, it was like probably like 10 frat boys. They kicked down the fence that was around it, and they ran in, and they were like, I was on the top floor because I was doing my rounds, and they started just like ransacking the place. You know what I mean? Like they weren't trying to steal anything. They were just trying to break shit. You know what I mean? They were just trying to break everything. I had to like keep homeless people out of there because they wanted to come steal the copper, or they wanted to sleep in there or stuff like that. You know what I mean? That was my biggest problem. I mean, Fort Collins, Colorado is not exactly like crime central, but I ran down there when all I had was my phone and my pepper spray, and I started yelling at him to get the fuck out and stuff. You know, I'm like, dude, what are you doing, man? You can't be in here breaking stuff. Get the fuck out of here. These guys could have easily kicked my ass. I mean, and it wouldn't be the first time that frat boys kicked my ass. Trust me, that is not that's not a rare occurrence in my life. I mean, the skinheads, that was the one time, that was a one-off. Frat boys, that was sort of a more regular thing. You know, jocks, frat boys. Anybody who saw anybody with long hair as a fag, as they like to call me, it was great. You know, good times. Wisconsin, Madison. Yeah, and it's funny because Madison, Wisconsin is actually one of the most progressive, or it used to be one of the most progressive places in the country. It was considered the Berkeley of the Midwest. And if anybody knows what Berkeley is, this is all back to the 60s, in the war protests and all that stuff. Well, it led to, like, you know what I mean? Like, there was this time in America in like the 60s when things were really, really good. Education was really good. Like, people's freedoms were really there and they were intact. Like, people could protest legally where they wanted to. They didn't have to go to protest zones. Like, that's actually unconstitutional to create a section where someone has to stand if they want to protest. That's completely unconstitutional, and they have those now. So basically, they take all protesters and just put them off to the side where nobody can see them. And you get arrested if you try and like go out of there. Like, it's fucking that. Welcome to America, 1984. Welcome to 1984. I mean, 1984. See, when I've read 1984 like multiple times, and every time I read it, it becomes shockingly more like real. Like, I remember the first time I read it. I was in high school, and I was like, what the heck, a TV? Because he was like saying that he was worried about TVs that could, you know what I mean? Like, you know what? Here, I'm gonna let Blue go for a minute. He just wants to run around for a little bit, and I don't see any reason not to. There's nobody around. Go on, Blue. Go run around for a minute. Go on, Blue. Go on. It's okay. So I never saw any reason for. Okay, so I didn't understand this whole thing. Like, I don't know if you remember, how many of you remember 1984, but in the book, he talks about how there's these TVs that are always playing 24/7 in their little like rooms that they have, and they never know if they're being watched or not through these TVs. They're two-way TVs. Well, I was like, how the hell would that work? Well, you read the book now and you're like, it's just a smart TV. You know what I mean? Like, now that cell phones like exist like this, where like I can have a conversation with you and you can see what's going on with me, and if I wanted to, I could start a little party and invite you as a guest so that everybody could see all of us at the same time, and there's ways, you know what I mean, like the idea of talking like to somebody, visual, like I do my doctor's visits on my phone, like I do video calls. So I mean, nowadays I'm like, well, shit, 1984, that dude George Orwell, man, he was right on. He was right on the fucking money. Like, that's crazy. I was always amazed by George Orwell's ability to really like see the future. It's just it's one of those things that it always blows my mind. And then, the idea of newspeak, like, the more, like, when I was doing, like, taking linguistics, Blue, get out of there, man! Why does he always want to go back there? I don't even see where my dog pooped. There he is. He poops in the bushes. It's where I can't. Blue always wants to run on the other side for some reason. I don't know why he does that. He, like, loves to go on the other side. And then he gets stuck over there. There's a bridge. I have to get him down to the bridge down here. Down on the other side, there's a bridge. And if I get him down there, I can get him back across because he won't go through the ditch. It's too scary for him. He thinks there's something good over there, but I think it's basically because Lady likes to go over there. But Lady goes over there because there's birds. There's bird poop and cat poop because the cats sit under there and hunt the birds. So she likes to go over there and roll around and eat shit and have a great old time because Lady's fucking gross. But I still love her. So, yeah, like, so because because I was studying communications, I I had to study stuff like linguistics and that kind of stuff. That's all part of it, Like like I studied like anthropological linguistics and stuff like that. Like, so I've studied things like like the Indo-European language trees and like all that kind of stuff. And when I tell people that English doesn't come from Latin, you know what they do? They get in fights with me about it. I'm like, dude, look it up. English comes from the Germanic language tree. It does not come from Latin. Spanish and French and Italian, those are part of the Latin part of the Indo-European language tree. English does not come from there. It comes from the German part of it. They split off way long time before English comes along. So people need to wise the fuck up and stop fighting with me about it, alright? There's your one and only time I'm going to tell you this. You're wrong, okay? Look it up. Look up the Indo-European language tree. Just type it into Google. It'll show you the tree, and it'll be a branching tree of all how languages progressed throughout time, starting with a single language that was basically like, I don't know, probably somewhere between sign language and some sort of like half spoken, half sign language thing that evolved, you know what I mean? Enough of that. Okay, so let me flip back around and go back to dogs and 1984. So, alright, so, okay, 1984. So here I am, freaking reading, I'm gonna read 1984 again. You know what? That would be a really good, I don't know if anybody'd be interested in this, but I would like to read 1984 for part of my Sunday book readings. After I'm done with the Norse mythology and the Greek mythology, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna okay, I don't want to get in trouble for copyright infringement, so in order for it to be part of the Fair Use Act, I'm going to have to read it and teach it like a class. So basically, what I'm going to have to do is, I can read like a chapter at a time, and then I'll have like questions prepared. Hey! Hold on. There's somebody coming with a dog, and I don't know who they are, and I don't want to get in trouble with somebody, okay? So we're gonna do the whole leash thing for a minute, and okay. So so people would have to, if people wanted to be part of it, they would have to I'd basically I'd have to turn it into a book club. That's how it'd have to work, which is fine. I don't mind. I've taught classes before. I actually like teaching classes, and I think it'd be fun to do a class. I was actually invited to I didn't get to take it because it was at 7 p.m. at night, but I used to do a lot of these classes that you had like in university. I don't know, I guess they called them like honor classes or something. You had to be invited, okay? And in order to get into the class, you would have, so after you get invited to be in the class, you would have to do an interview, and the interview would have to, oh hey, that's that guy. That's my dog's friend. I'm gonna let them go and see their friend. Here we go. Yeah, that's your buddy. Go on, there you go. Go see your friend. Man, look at Blue go. You think he was doing a race. He is so, like, he gets so excited. That's crazy. So, yeah, man, I would love to do a class on 1984 and sort of have, like, discussions about it. But, like, my favorite part of the book, to be honest, is the appendix, the appendix B, which is on Newspeak. That's what I always find the most interesting. Hey, good morning. Thank you. Huh?
Yeah, they came like.
Hopefully Lady will be able to come on the walks again soon. Once her leg heals up, I'm hoping that... Oh,
Hey!
Blue, he's a good dog.
I know he is.
He's a good dog.
Sit.
Yes, you're a
Good
good boy
boy.
too. Yes, you
Sit. Sit. Does she know how to sit?
are. He doesn't. I don't think. I don't know because I got him from the pound 2 years ago. What he does or doesn't know, and I've tried to teach him stuff, but he doesn't seem to like learn.
Seems to be a person.
Like Blue knows sits like so well. He's been doing it forever. Come here, man. All right, come here. We're gonna go down to the road. So we're gonna put you on the leash, and there's a car coming. So let's get you guys safe. Yeah, let's get you guys safe. Come here. Come on, let's go over here this way, Blue, because we gotta wait for the car. Let's wait for the car, okay? Oh, okay. Come on, here we go. All right, there we go. Yeah, see, this is why you gotta be careful around here. Good morning. You have to be careful around here because the cars back out and it's blind. It is a blind. Although cars are getting like way more. Like okay, when I got locked out of my house the other day, I couldn't believe my neighbor's car. Like, the damn thing can park itself. It like has like all these like little like it's got this screen in there that shows you like how dangerous things are and all this stuff. Like, it's crazy. I just couldn't believe, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't ride in cars. Like, I don't really, because I don't go outside and I don't have friends. So, I mean, I don't ever ride in cars. I ride the bus, and I do it, and mostly because, not that I couldn't walk, not that I don't like walking, but everything's so far. So I ride the bus, but I do it, you know, I read a book and I have my headphones on and stuff so that nobody bothers me. And it works really well. And I like to read anyways, so, hey, you know, it's a win-win situation. But buses aren't bad. You know, people look down on them or whatever, but if the buses here, we have free Wi-Fi on the buses. We have free Wi-Fi almost all over the city. Like, you can get Wi-Fi, like, just like walking around here, you can get free Wi-Fi almost anywhere. Like, I mean, it's literally like any city building, it's got free Wi-Fi. There's Wi-Fi hotspots just around. A lot of the bus stops have them. Like I said, the buses all have Wi-Fi. You get on the bus, it's not crap Wi-Fi. It's good Wi-Fi. And I always try to explain to people, well, it's because we have like Intel here, and we have what's the other? We're like one of the leaders in quantum computing. I'll tell you, one of these days I'll go to, I believe it's Bill Gates' house. There's a little plaque there, like the garage where he came up with the idea for Windows or whatever. It's either him or it's the guy from Apple. I can't remember his name. It's one of the two. I'll go to the museum too. There's it's called it's actually the Nuclear History Museum, because this is where we do nuclear testing. White Sands nuclear facility is still in operation. That's where we built the bombs that we dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. There's replicas of them in the museum, and when you see how small they are and how much damage they can do, it's scary. It's frightening. It's so incredibly frightening that such a small bomb could, one little tiny piece of metal like that could wipe out a city, could kill 100,000 people at once. I mean, that is just, I don't even know how to, that is so fucking insane that, like, it makes me, like, I don't know, like, okay, like, I'm sure everybody's seen that movie about, that mathematician, oh crap, what's it called? It stars, the guy from Gladiator, and he's this, like, all right, yes, it's a dog. Okay. Bowie, what are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do? Seriously. See this dog? You see Blue? Blue is calm, walking. This guy, he's a fucking suicide machine. Like that dog, one chomp, he'd be dead, man. This guy is my #1 suicide machine. He thinks he's so freaking tough. I don't get it. What the hell, man? Little dogs are stupid. God. I mean, they really are, like, they're just not as smart because their brains just aren't as big as, like, bigger dogs. Like, Blue and Lady are just way more capable of, like, figuring things out and understanding things, like, without having to, like, tell them a million times, like, they just get it, they understand. Whereas a little dog like this, to train them, you basically just have to keep doing the same thing over and over again for like years before they finally, like, it's not that they're thinking about it, it's just that you've turned it into a habit for them, and now they basically do it without thinking. Whereas Blue, if he gets around me on the wrong side, I just tell Blue, I say, hey Blue, just go back around, and he's like, oh, right, okay, and he just does it. He just goes back around because he knows what that means. He understands. Whereas Bowie doesn't understand. He just automatically goes back around because he knows what happens if he doesn't is I kick him. Not on purpose, on accident, because he gets, like, caught under my foot because I don't see him. If he goes around, I got one arm. I got one arm. So the dogs, if they go around me the wrong way, they get tangled around my leg, and then I accidentally kick them. So, like, Blue, I just basically, he actually, like, figured out all kinds of stuff. Like, he figured out poles all on his own. Like, that's what I was really proud of Blue, when he figured out poles like that. Like, I always say, don't split poles. But I mean, it's true when you're like walking dogs, because they have leashes, and split poles. What happens? Well, you end up with dogs wrapped around a pole, and you trying to figure out how to get the fucking dog off a pole. So yeah, like, dude, I'm gonna have to get up earlier tomorrow, and I might, since I won't probably have the dogs. I'm gonna see if I can get up earlier tomorrow and just see if I can go out and catch some balloons. Because they're gonna be up tomorrow. They're up early. I mean that was one of the coolest. I wish some. Ah man, I can't wait to like put that one up. That one's super cool. I'm gonna put that on YouTube. I mean well, it's going on YouTube and Twitch though. I'm putting that one on Twitch. That's such a good one. Fuck, that thing went right over me. It was like 50 feet over me. That's crazy. I'm just amazed by like the stuff that people do. I mean these people, man, they hit the power lines. It happens. I've seen the footage. It's horrible. Like, I mean, I don't know what it's like to be electrocuted. I've been electrocuted, but I can't tell you what it's like because I don't remember any of it. So, I don't know if it's painful or not. I assume, from the few times that I've been shocked on accident, like, like I touched a bare cord on accident, and I actually got like stuck to it for like a couple of seconds. It wasn't painful, okay? So I gotta just, the only thing I can hope for with those situations is that it's not painful. It's just, it basically, I think it stops their heart, which I'm sure could possibly be painful, but I think because it all happened so quick, it's over. Like, I mean, like, I don't know, like, I've been hurt a lot of times, right? And honestly, at the time when you're hurt, when you're first hurt, you don't feel anything. You're in shock. So your endorphins are pumping. You're producing all these natural painkillers in your brain, and you're not really like, you don't know. Like, I mean, you see people who like break their arm or their leg and it's flopping and they don't notice it. You know what I mean? Because their brain hasn't, like, it doesn't catch up right away. So yeah, that's what I always hope for people, is that, you know what I mean, like their brain, it takes a minute to catch up to what's going on, and then, like I said, shock kicks in, and then endorphins, and then after a little bit, yes, the pain does kick in, and it's excruciating. I mean, the amount of pain that I have been through is unimaginable. I think it's unfathomable for most people. The only thing that can come close is giving birth. It is really, honestly, some of the most painful things I've ever experienced. Oh my gosh, if I could ever just not. I just look, honestly, don't get hurt. I know that sounds crazy, right? But seriously, don't get hurt. Like, be careful. Don't take chances. Like, it's just not worth it. Hold on, I'm trying to flip it around. Flip it around. So yeah, I'm home, and I just want to say, life's too short. Like, don't, like, I know this sounds kind of sort of too, like, sort of contradictory, but, like, look, go out and live your life. Don't be afraid to go out and live your life. But that doesn't mean you gotta, like, take chances that are dangerous, that you have to do things that, you know what I mean, like, can get you hurt. So, there's plenty of things you can do that are fun and interesting, and you can still be safe about it, and have fun, and it can be scary things, but you know what I mean. As long as you're doing it safely and right, you know, just don't be me. Don't end up like me. Like, don't 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 hurt yourself. Don't especially on purpose. Like, don't do that. It's a bad idea. I think that's probably where I'm gonna end this one. Kind of on a dour note, I know, but life isn't always pleasant, and I can't always tell you that everything's gonna be all right, because it's not. That's all there is to it. Lady's gonna die, and it's gonna break my heart, but you know, I can't stop it. I can just learn to live with it, and we can learn from our mistakes, and we can learn to live with the pain and not let the pain overwhelm us. Don't let bad experiences, basically don't let bad experiences drag you down. Don't let them turn you into something that you don't want to be. Don't let them turn you into something ugly and something mean and something hateful and scared. I've never stopped. Hey, it's Roxy. Look it out. I've never stopped trying, okay, and doing things just because I got hurt. It's Roxy. Hey, you missed the walk this morning. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you missed the walk. I am. Aww. I got him. I'm sorry. I didn't know if I should wait. I didn't know if you slept in or not. If I should wake you up.
Huh?
I didn't know if you sleep in or not.
I did today.
And I didn't know if I should wake you up. So
yeah,
I just
no, I'm good. I was like, if I'm up, I'll open the garage.
Okay.
If I'm sleeping
Okay.
in, I just left the garage shut. I wanted
So,
to sleep in today. I
didn't want to
No, you're good.
Yeah. Okay.
I was
didn't.
I'll open the garage if I'm up, but if not, I just sleep in. I'm tired.
It's Saturday, and I
Yeah, I
just
gotta
was
work
like,
overtime today. So
I figured I'll leave her alone.
Yeah, I just wanted to rest today. I was tired.
So, yeah. Oh, Blue and Roxy.
Did you guys have a good walk, Blue?
Oh, I gotta let Lady out. She's probably having a fit. Can't see Dad. Oh, shoot, let me end this stream.